The Democrats deserve Kamala Harris. They absolutely do. The far left-wing lunatics deserve her. The SJWs deserve her. The mainstream media deserves her. Because she is exactly what they love. A complete failure who has never accomplished anything, but has been elevated based on her gender and her race. And that is what the Democrats love. That is what they're looking for. We saw Tulsi Gabbard absolutely destroy Kamala Harris, tear her apart, rip her to shreds in her failed presidential run. And now Creepy Joe comes circling back around after Kamala Harris called him a racist, branded him a racist, that left-wing lunatic nonsense eating each other alive. And here's Creepy Joe to come all full circle to get Kamala Harris. Let's remember when Tulsi Gabbard absolutely destroyed her. You remember that? You remember this beauty right here? Why is it the Democrats really want unattractive, unlikable, horrendous failures for their female representatives? I don't understand it. But you've got Tulsi here, who's a badass, who's got common sense, and you've got Kamala Harris here, a complete failure. Let's watch Tulsi rip her apart.
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice system that is disproportionately negatively impacting black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Congresswoman Gabbard, back in, your response.
The bottom line is, Senator Harris, when you were in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not. And worse yet, in the case of those who were on death row, innocent people, you actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. There is no excuse for that. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
Destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. But, you know, CNN is not going to talk about that. No. They're just going to celebrate how brave and stunning it is that a non-white woman has been elevated to the vice president of the United States on the Democratic ticket. She is the nominee, and this is breaking barriers, and this is historic, and this is wonderful. That's all they're going to talk about. They don't want to talk about it. And again, this is what you're going to get, because she's literally running for president. She's not running for vice president. She's literally running for president. Here's another clip right here of when she accused Creepy Joe Biden of being racist.
And I will say also that in this campaign, we've also heard, and I'm going to now direct this at Vice President Biden, I do not believe you are a racist. And I agree with you when you commit yourself to the importance of finding common ground. But I also believe, and it's personal, and I was actually it was hurtful.
Oh, shut up. Always the victim. At some point here when she's talking, you can see Creepy Joe's just looking out. He doesn't know where he's at. He's just like, what? Where am I at? What happened? What's going on? You'll see.
To hear you talk about the reputations of two United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race.
He has no idea where he's at. He doesn't know what's going on. He's like, where am I at? What am I doing right now?
In this country. And it was not only that, but you also worked with them to oppose busing. And, you know, there was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
She wanted a clap, right? She wanted everybody to start cheering and clapping.
So
Never happened. Never happened, by the way, the claps. But anyway, yeah, you could have given us a Jeb Bush please clap moment, but at the end of the day, all you got to do is decide, do you want Kamala Harris? Do you want Kamala Harris running your country? Because if you do, by all means, go vote for Kamala Harris. Do you want Kamala Harris running your country? Do you want Kamala Harris to have all that power? What? Do you want the same person that's out there pushing the left-wing nonsense that's going on in Chicago and Minnesota and Seattle? Do you want that type of leadership? Because if you do, then go vote for Kamala Harris. Because you're not voting for Joe Biden. You're voting for Kamala Harris. This is one of, if not the worst decisions for VP ever. Now, like I said in my previous video, usually the VP is not, you know, the main draw. It usually doesn't turn the needle that much. You're generally voting for the top of the ticket, and, you know, the VP really isn't someone that turns the needle. But in this situation, she absolutely turns the needle. This is your pick for president of the United States. If you vote Democrat, you are voting for President Kamala Harris. What? What? Oh my God. Seriously. I mean, you gotta, common sense has got to get into this equation. And again, there are people that are firmly for Trump and there are people firmly against Trump. And you're not going to change those minds. But you do have those people in the middle. Those people that are like, I don't really like Trump, you know, but I'm not going to cry about him every day on social media. I'm not going to get triggered every time Trump's name gets mentioned. They're just like, yeah, I don't like Trump. He's not my guy, but, you know, he is the president and I respect the office, yada, yada, yada. Those are the people that are in the middle. And they're looking at this and there's no way that a President Harris actually convinces those people to vote Democrat. There's no way. There's no way in hell. To me, this was a huge win for Trump today. A massive win. I mean, there's no way to look at it other than this was a huge win. She is a disastrous VP choice. Absolutely horrendous. Because again, Joe Biden, if he wins, then he will not be your president much longer. He will step down. He will absolutely step down. Do you think the old white man that's losing his mind is actually going to be accepted by the Democratic Party, the far left-wing lunatics, the people that preach about needing representation and respecting women all day long? Do you think they're going to accept the old white man that's losing his mind, or the younger, more vibrant, more qualified person of color who's a female, who pushes all of the nonsense left-wing lunatic talking points? Of course they're going to elevate her. So again, if you want Chicago, if you want Minnesota, if you want Seattle, if you want to defund the police, then vote for Kamala Harris. But if you want law and order, if you want your country to not fall apart, if you don't want the people that are on Twitter to run your country, vote for Donald Trump. Have a great day. Talk to you later.